Into some college basketball. We do still have some Wednesday night games still in progress, but we're going to go ahead and scroll down and look at Xavier at St. John's. 6:30 tip-off at St. John's. St. John's, I want to call them, are they the Storm? The Red Storm? I don't know. St. John's open -6, total open 142. And since that one opened up, I got to get these mascots right. I got to get these names down. But anyway, since that one opened up, we're seeing a slight fade of St. John's when it comes to the spread. We're also seeing movement upward on the total. That line moved up to 142.5. Spread moved down to 5.5. So once again, St. John's open -6, down to -5.5. Total open 142, up to 142 and a hook. St. John's is led by Mustafa Heron, who's one of their leaders on the team, but he's questionable for Thursday night with a knee injury. It is not a given that Mustafa Heron's going to play, questionable with a knee injury. Regardless, St. John's still has been very good against the number, 4-2 against the spread in their last 6. St. John's is led by Shamori Pons, who's scoring 20 points per contest, and LJ Figueroa, who's bringing down just about 6.5 rebounds per game on average for the St. John's ball club. Now Xavier, man, I sound stupid. Xavier ranks 163rd in road offensive rebounding. They're also just 4-7 against the spread in their games away from home. When it comes to the total, St. John's is actually scoring 80 points per contest on their home court. So with all that said and done, I'm going to purchase the half a point, slide it down, and take St. John's -5 and the over 142.5 in that one. It feels good to bet and over. It's so much more exciting. All right, next game, Nebraska at Michigan, 7 o'clock tip-off at the Wolverines. Michigan open 12.5, total open 131. We're seeing movement toward the under on the total. We're also seeing a slight fade of Michigan when it comes to the spread. They're now -12, totals down to 130.5. So once again, Michigan open 12.5, down to -12. Total open 131, down to 130 and a hook. Now Michigan's 6-3 against the spread in their last 9. They're also 16-1 straight up on their home court. They are led by Ignas Brazdeikis, who's scoring just about 14.5 points per contest. They're also led by Jordan Poole, who's scoring 13.2 points per contest as well. Big John Teskey's bringing down the boards, averaging 9.3 rebounds a game for Big Blue. Now, Nebraska on the other side, what can I say? They've failed to cover an 8 out of their last 10. They're just 2-8 straight up in that same category, and they rank 240th in defensive rebounding. Now, scoring-wise, Nebraska's 2-0 to the over in their last couple of games. Michigan, 3 out of their last 6 got over the total as well. So, probably going to see some points in this one. Actually, not a whole lot, but I think we'll see more than 130.5. So, anyway, I'm going to lean Michigan -12, laying the dozen, and the over 130.5 in that matchup there. All right, next game, Gonzaga at UOP. Somebody said I hated Gonzaga. Not true. Gonzaga at UOP, 11 o'clock tip-off at the University of Pacific. Now, the Bulldogs of Gonzaga opened the betting as the 25-point favorite. Total at 144. Since that one opened up, we're seeing a little bit of fade of Gonzaga. Not real surprise there. We're also seeing a little bit of movement upward on the total. Once again, not a surprise there as well. Total moved up to 144.5. Gonzaga down to 24.5. So once again, the Bulldogs open 25, down to -24.5. Total open 144, up to 144 and a hook. UOP, 9-6 straight up at home this year. Not too bad. They also ranked 14th in the country in defensive rebounding. They're led by a guy named Jalil Tripp, who is bringing down 6 rebounds a game. They're also led by Roberto Gallinat, who's scoring 15 points per contest. Now, Gonzaga, I've been saying it wrong the whole time. I think it's Gonzaga. They failed to cover in 3 out of their last 4. They're also just 4-6 against the number overall away from home. Their defense is allowing 73 points per contest when traveling. Now, when it comes to the total, Gonzaga's 2-0 to the over in their last couple of games. Their offense is scoring 91 points per game on average, so I think we will see some points in this matchup here, but I do think UOP can keep it within 25. Just in case, I'm going to purchase the half a point, slide it up, and take Pacific plus 25 in the over 144.5 in that matchup there. All right, next and final game for our college slate. It is going to be Huskies at the Golden Bears, 11 o'clock tip-off at Cal. Washington open 13.5 down to -13. Total open 134.5 up to 135. Now the Golden Bears, as bad as they've been, I think they're like 5-22 straight up on the year, but as bad as they've been, they're 4-3 against the number in their last 7. They're shooting 74% from the stripe. They're led by Justin Suing, who's scoring 15 points per contest on average. Not bad out of him. Also, Paris Austin is scoring 12 points a game for the Golden Bears as well. Now, they are taking on a Washington team who's failed to cover in 2 out of their last 4 games. They're also 4-6 straight up in their last 10, taking on Cal, if you're into historical trends. Washington also ranks 176 in scoring. They, in addition to that, they are 233rd in offensive rebounding. Wow. Scoring-wise, this Washington defense, well, they're allowing 72 points per contest away from home. Meanwhile, Cal is 9-7 to the over on their home court. Give me the Cal Golden Bears plus 13 in the over 135 in that matchup there. And yes, I just picked a 5-22 team to cover the point spread. All right, next and final game for the show, final sport, excuse me, is going to be in the NHL. What's up to all my NHL guys out there? Man, I can't miss a day with you guys. Anyway, we're going to start with Maple Leafs at the Islanders, 7 o'clock puck drop in Long Island. We're pretty much looking at a pick'em contest here, guys. Both teams are -115 when it comes to the money line. Total is at 6 goals. Now for Toronto, we have Kadri and Gardner, both questionable for Thursday night's action. Toronto's just 2-3 straight up in their last 5. They do rank 25th in the NHL in defensive shots allowed. So a lot of shots on net when it comes to the Maple Leafs, as good as they've been this year. Now the Islanders, they're giving up just 2.3 goals per contest on their home ice. That is first in the NHL. They're also 18-8-4 in the Nassau Coliseum, I believe it is. Anyway, scoring-wise, Toronto 8-3 to the under in their last 11 on the road. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward the home team. Give me the Islanders minus $1.15 in the under 6 goals in that matchup there. All right, next game, Flyers at the Blue Jackets, 7 o'clock puck drop in Columbus. CBJ opened 180, total open at 6. And since that one opened up, we're seeing a pretty good two-way action when it comes to the money line. CBJ still at -180. We did see a little bit of movement upward when it comes to the total. That moved up to 6.5. So once again, CBJ opened and remains -180. Total open 6 up to 6.5. Now, Columbus is 8-3 against the spread in their last 11. And like I always remind you guys, when I talk about the spread in hockey, I'm actually referring to the puck line. So Columbus covered 8 out of their last 11 puck lines. They also rank 5th in defensive shots at home. Now, Philly, on their side of things, they rank 26th in the NHL in goals allowed. They're allowing 3.4 goals per contest. They're also just 1-12 straight up in their last 13 in Columbus. So if you're into historical trends, Philly has dropped 12 out of their last 13 in Columbus, Ohio. Now, total-wise, Philly's 5-2 to the over in their last 7. This Columbus offense is scoring 3.2 goals per game on average. Give me Columbus -1.5, getting the job done on the puck line in the over 6.5 goals in that matchup there. All right, next game, Lightning at the Bruins. 7:30 puck drop in Boston. This one's pretty much a pick'em contest as well. I got Boston -115. Once again, Bruins -115, total at 6 goals. Now, Tampa Bay, they're unbelievable. I get that. I understand that. They've been absolutely phenomenal this year. I think the clear-cut favorite to get the cup. But they do rank 21st in shots allowed. Other teams are shooting 32.1 times against them per game on average. So once again, Tampa 21st in shots allowed, 32.1 shots per game against them on average. And this Boston defense, they're allowing just 2.4 goals per contest on their home ice. That ranks third in the NHL. Boston is 22-7-3 on their home ice, and they are 8-1 straight up.